Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu finally reacts to appeal court decision. See what he said. Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu finally reacts to appeal court decision. See what he said. To my dear listeners from wherever you're listening from, please stay tuned as I read today's news. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), who has been in detention, has expressed confidence to his followers that his court trial will soon come to an end. Recall that Kanu was arrested by the Nigerian government on charges of treasonable felony and terrorism over his campaigns for self-determination. 8 of the 15 counts of the case that the federal government had filed against the leader of IPOB were dismissed by Justice Binta Lunyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja. On April 8, Kanu's legal team filed an appeal against the decision made by the trial court. They asked the appellate court to review the decision and dismiss the 7 cases that were still pending lower court. However, the Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal has reserved its decision on the appeal Nnamdi Kanu filed to overturn the terrorism and treasonous felony charge the federal government had brought against him, according to Sahara reporters on Tuesday. But in a statement that was distributed on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu on Thursday by his lawyer, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, Kanu stated that he has confidence that the appeal court would rule in his favor. Ejiofor said, "The court ordered written visits to our indefatigable client, Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has just been concluded at the DSS headquarters, Abuja, where Oyedol is still being held in solitary confinement for over 14 months. Feedback was provided to Oyedo on the Court of Appeal proceeding, hearing on his appeal of 13 September 2022. Oyedo was elated to the maverick performance and legal prowess demonstrated by his unwearied legal team, eminently led by Chief Mike Ozakome San. Oyedo was enthused by the account of the erudite advocacy submissions of the foremost legal silk, Chief Ozakome San, during the all-important proceeding. Mastery of knowledge of law and extraordinary appreciation of practice procedure also demonstrated during the proceedings by the entire panel of justice was equally applauded by Oyedo, who was completely convinced that justice is already in the offing. Oyedo was deeply touched by the sacrifices of Umuchineke, who, despite the heavy downpour witnessed in Abuja on that fateful day, stood front the court in a show of uncommon solidarity and support for him. Words are not enough for him to express his gratitude to you all, Umuchineke. Oyedo unequivocally reiterated his abiding confidence in his Dodge legal team, who have always been up to the daunting task. He also urged you all, Umuchineke, to remain consistent, resolute, unshaken, focused, and above all prayerful, as there must be light at the end of the tunnel. He is very optimistic that this phase is gradually coming to an end. Onyedu remains firm, tenacious, and holding very strongly to his conviction that it will surely end in victory. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who has been in detention, has expressed confidence to his followers that his court trial will soon come to an end. Recall that Kanu was arrested by the Nigerian government on charges of treasonable felony and terrorism over his campaigns for self-determination. 8 of the 15 counts of the case that the federal government had filed against the leader of IPOB were dismissed by Justice Bintal Nyako of the Federal High Court in Abuja. On April 8, Kanu's legal team filed an appeal against the decision made by the trial court. They asked the appellate court to review the decision and dismiss the 7 cases that were still pending lower court. However, the Abuja division of the Court of Appeal has reserved its decision on the appeal Nnamdi Kanu filed to overturn the terrorism and treasonous felony charge that the federal government had brought against him, according to Sahara reporters on Tuesday. To my dear listeners, now I've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by the comment section